I will discuss very interesting topic with AI app Maya. Uh, the topic is how to master the art of negotiation in daily life. Maya, are you ready for that topic?
Alaikum. And yeah, absolutely. Negotiation sounds good. Let's dive in. I'm ready when you are.
Thank you for a quick reply. Now, I would like to ask what are the key skills that make someone an effective negotiator in everyday situation? Give example, take at least 3 to 5 minutes.
All right. So, key skills for everyday negotiation. It's less about hardball tactics and more about a few core things. First off, and this is huge, is really good active listening. I mean, actually hearing what the other person is saying, not just waiting for your turn to talk. Like, if you're trying to figure out a price with someone at a flea market, really listen to why they're asking what they are. Maybe it's a sentimental item, maybe they need the money, maybe they just overvalued it. Knowing that changes how you approach things. Then there's emotional intelligence, being able to read the room, understand what the other person is feeling, and adjust your approach accordingly. If someone's clearly stressed, now's not the time to push for a huge discount. Empathy goes a long way. Third, you need to be able to clearly articulate your own needs and wants. And this is where a lot of people stumble. It's not enough to just say, I want a lower price. You need to explain why I'm on a tight budget or I've seen similar items for less. Fourth, flexibility is key.
Thank you so much for your useful
Being
insight.
willing to compromise and find no
Now,
problem at
I
all.
would like
Glad it could help.
ask how can understanding your own needs and prioritize improve your negotiation outcomes? Explain with at least three example and take 3 to 5 minutes for explanation or elaboration.
Okay, so understanding your own needs, that's the foundation, right? Before you even step into a negotiation, you need to know what you absolutely need, what you'd like to have, and what you're willing to give up. It's about self awareness. Let's say you're negotiating a raise at work. Your absolute need might be a 5% increase to cover rising living costs. What you'd like is 10%, and what you're willing to give up is perhaps beforehand keeps you from getting flustered and accepting something you'll regret. Another example, say you're buying a car. Your need might be reliable transportation, a certain level of safety features, and a specific fuel efficiency. What you'd like is leather seats and a sunroof. What you're willing to compromise on is the color. If you walk in knowing those priorities, you won't get swayed by a flashy sales pitch. And a third, more everyday one, splitting chores with a roommate. Your need might be a clean kitchen. What you'd like is for them to do the dishes every night. What you're willing to compromise on is doing the laundry yourself if they handle the kitchen. Prioritizing, like, this doesn't make you inflexible, it makes you strategic. It helps you focus your energy on what truly matters and avoid getting hung up on things that are less important. It also prevents you from undervaluing yourself for what you're asking for. Does that make sense?
Thank you so much for giving me useful insights. Now I would like to ask and other why is active listening important in negotiation and how can it influence the other party? Explain at least 3 to 5 minutes with researches or example or anything else. You should uh, uh, elaborate at least 4 to 5 minutes.
Uh, Active listening, it's seriously underrated. It's not just about being polite. It's a genuine power move in negotiation. And because people fundamentally want to be understood, when you truly listen, you build trust and rapport, which makes the other party more willing to cooperate. Now, it influences them in a bunch of ways. First, it helps you uncover their underlying needs and motivations. People often state their position, I need this price, but rarely explain the why behind it. Active listening through asking clarifying questions allows you to dig deeper and understand what's really driving their demands. Like, maybe that seller at the flea market isn't just trying to make a profit. Maybe they're trying to recoup money lost on repairs. Knowing that changes the conversation. Secondly, it allows you to frame your own arguments in a way that resonates with them. If you understand their priorities, you can highlight how your proposal benefits them specifically instead of saying, this price is fair, because you can say, I understand you need to recoup costs. And this price still allows you to do that while also getting a quick sale. See the difference? It's about shifting from a confrontational stance to a collaborative one. There's research to back this up, actually. Studies in negotiation by folks like Roger Fisher and William Ury, authors of Getting to Yes, consistently show that focusing on interests rather than positions leads to more successful outcomes. And understanding interests requires active listening. They talk about integrative negotiation, where you look for mutually beneficial solutions. And it's not just about verbal cues either. Paying attention to body language. Are they hesitant? Are they getting frustrated? Provides valuable insight too. Plus, paraphrasing what they've said shows you're engaged and gives them a chance to correct any misinterpretations. Essentially, active listening transforms a negotiation from a battle of wills into a problem-solving exercise. It disarms the other party, makes them feel valued, and opens the door to finding a win-win solution. It makes them more likely to see you as a partner, not an adversary.
Thank you so much for giving me useful insights. Now, I would like to ask, how does preparation before negotiation affect your confidence and results? Explain uh, or elaborate at least 3 to 5 minutes.
Preparation is honestly like 80% of the battle. Seriously, it directly impacts both your confidence and your results, and they're pretty intertwined. If you go in unprepared, you're essentially walking into a situation blindfolded. Your confidence will be shaky because you'll be reacting instead of proactively shaping the conversation. You'll likely miss opportunities, concede too easily, and end up with a less favorable outcome. Now, what does preparation actually look like? First, research. Know your counterpart as much as possible. What are their priorities? What's their negotiating style? What's their history? Second, define your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Your BATina, as they call it in negotiation circles. This is your walk-away point. Knowing your BATNA gives you power because it means you're not desperate for a deal. You're willing to walk away if the terms aren't acceptable. Let's say you're negotiating a salary. Your BOTNA might be another job offer. If that other offer is solid, you're in a much stronger position. Third, identify your target outcome and your reservation price, the lowest you're willing to go. Having those numbers clear in your head beforehand prevents you from getting caught up in the moment and making rash decisions. Fourth, anticipate their arguments and prepare responses. Think about what objections they might raise and rehearse how you'll address them. This isn't about scripting everything out word for word. It's about having thought through the potential roadblocks. Finally, practice. Role play with a friend or colleague. The more you rehearse, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. When you've done all that, you approach the negotiation feeling grounded, informed, and in control. You're not just hoping for a good outcome, you're actively working towards it. And that sense of control is incredibly empowering. Research shows people perform better when they feel prepared and confident. It's basic psychology. So, preparation
Thank you for
isn't
now. I would like to join literally with another conversation. Bye bye.
Oh, all right. Have a good one.